Hello and welcome to this week's press conference. Today we have three topics we'll be covering. First, we'll provide an update on the Erie Inclusive Investment Playbook and share the next steps in that process. Second, we'll announce many recent grant recipients, award recipients. And third, we'll showcase Erie Homecoming, which is taking place next Thursday and Friday and is a huge event for Erie. First, regarding the Erie Inclusive Investment Playbook, here's a quick recap. The playbook came as a result of a collaboration with Bruce Katz and New Localism, his associates, and following 8 entities leading economic and community development in our community. They're all part of this. Those 8 entities are, of course, Erie County, the Erie Community Foundation, the Erie County Gaming Revenue Authority, Erie Insurance, Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership, Diverse Erie, the Jefferson Education Society, and of course the City of Erie as well. Over the course of several months, the playbook was formed by input from community stakeholders, as well as 11 community and neighborhood plans that were drafted over the last several years. We reviewed the federal and state funding that would be coming available, and while creating our playbook, we aligned our shovel-ready priority projects with those federal and state funding opportunities. This playbook serves as our to-do list for pursuing the funding that best serves Erie residents. By having community leaders on the same page and agreeing to follow a roadmap for strategically pursuing funding opportunities, the creation of this strong investment playbook catapults Erie well ahead of many other municipalities. As we move forward with identifying, applying for, and securing grants, and as additional projects become shovel-ready, this playbook will continue to evolve as well. It's not a fixed thing. In July, we unveiled the playbook, and we have continued to work diligently on its implementation. To provide an update and more information on our progress to date and also the next steps, I'm pleased to introduce Kim Thomas. Kim is the Infinite Erie Director, and she's now going to come to the podium. Kim, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you to our partners who are here joining us today. We also have Pat Herr and Olivia Blakesley from the Erie Community Foundation representing Infinite Erie, and Renee Lamus, the Chief of Staff to the Mayor, has been integral in moving this forward. As Mayor Schimber mentioned, we've been working diligently and collaboratively over the past several months really to organize for action. Throughout the course of our work, we wanted to ensure that those actions, our intentions, and our ambitious goals could all easily be communicated amongst not only ourselves, but also our partners and members of the community. To that end, Erie's Inclusive Growth, a framework for action, and the associated investment playbook and Nerve Center are now known simply, clearly, and meaningfully as Infinite Erie. The Mayor identified the members of the steering committee who have been supportive of and participating in this investment strategy. That steering committee will now be known as the Erie Action Team. In short, we are Infinite Erie, driven by the Erie Action Team and all of you. We put plans into action. So how did we get here? How did we get to Infinite Erie? The members of this action team came to the table together, including both the mayor and the county executive and the partners you see here today, participating in 2 hours of meaningful, thoughtful discussions identifying our goals and ultimate vision for this initiative. We've said all along, this playbook is ever evolving. It's never complete. We've said that this is a very opportunistic time in time, that there are so many possibilities and so many resources available that we must now organize for and leverage those resources to the fullest extent. Infinite Erie is the key that unlocks that door to infinite possibilities, infinite growth, and infinite hope for Erie County. And I will say we have been very hard at work to implement this strategy. Since that rollout in July, this team has been working to identify investment opportunities for the projects that are aligned with the investment playbook. Simultaneously, we've been working to develop and deploy delivery teams around the areas of the playbook that require additional research, collaborative discussions, and strategizing. To date, we have launched delivery teams around inclusive entrepreneurship, transforming neighborhoods and increasing equity, and we are getting ready, preparing to launch a delivery team around the development of a comprehensive homelessness strategy. Each of these delivery teams includes many individuals and organizations who live and breathe this work every single day. We're having those thoughtful, collaborative discussions, and we're preparing to develop projects and strategies that can then move through the pipeline to an investment-ready stage. That's what Infinite Erie is all about. We will transcend politics and transform place. We put the plans already created into action. Throughout the collaboration and coordination of inclusive growth strategies, this Erie Action Team will put the investment playbook into that action that we talk about, again, to serve as a catalyst for equitable and inclusive growth and deliver transformative change. When we are unified, great things can be accomplished, and Infinite Erie is proof of that. We'll work to ensure that Erie is in the right position to seize this unique and impactful opportunity. And with that, we talk about looking at this investment playbook and Infinite Erie through a diversity, equity, and inclusion lens with a very intentional, meaningful way of doing that. With that, I'd like to introduce Gary Lee, the Director of Diverse Erie, the DEI Commission for Erie County, who's been an integral partner at the table with this action team to talk a little about how we're thinking about that. Gary.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. You know, as I'm standing here and as I'm thinking, we're actually making history. And I say that often, but I don't want that to be forgotten. As we move the region forward, we're making history. The country, the state, the county, the city continues to evolve. It's evolving into a place that is more inclusive. You know, the inclusive playbook plan. When we talk about looking through the lens of diversity, I often say that diversity is being invited to the party. Inclusion is being asked to dance at the party. But when we get to the equity part, which is so important, that's being asked to plan the party. And that's what we're doing with the action team. We are planning the party. But let me say, this is not a party just for a few. This is a party for everyone. And I am thrilled to be working with the mayor, the county executive, Kim Thomas as our leader, because I personally believe that, again, we only have one time to get this right. So as I take my seat, I'm reminded by John C. Caldwell, and he talks about the 4 levels of planning and the 4 levels of where individuals are. And he talks about, first of all, the coasting zone, which is where you currently just want to just do enough to barely get by. You're going to coast by. And then he talks about the comfort zone, which we do what we've always done before. Then he says the challenging zone, which is a good zone to be in. You're trying to do things that you've never done before. But where are we? We're in the creative zone. And the creative zone says that we have to think like we've never thought before. And that is what we're going to do with this action team. So come on and join us at the party. We're going to have a great time. Thank you.
Thanks very much to all of you, Gary, Kim. Really appreciate everyone working on this. It's a nice, the great thing is this is Erie, a lot of people in Erie working together, and I think we'll accomplish a lot more in that role. And Kim, we're very lucky to have you in the role of Director of Infinite Erie now, so we're really happy about that. You're doing a great job. To provide an example of how Infinite Erie will advance Erie, I wanted to share some of our recent success that we had working with you, Kim. The playbook focuses on 7 categories for which funding opportunities exist right now. Several of these projects are shovel-ready. The 7 categories include infrastructure, clusters, entrepreneurship, things in downtown Erie, things on the Bayfront, the 12th Street corridor, and Erie neighborhoods. Using the playbook as our roadmap, our city has been working with the intention to apply for as many grants as possible that align with our priorities. Since the first of this year, we have so far secured, this number blows me away, we have so far secured $27,304,338 in grants. That's through the first, how about that? I think that's more than we've done a lot. It's not unusual that we do $4 or $6 million in a year. I think that's the most we've ever done, to the best of my knowledge. And the year's only 9 months over. We still have 3 months where we have more grant applications in process. Some of these grant awards already received include funding for stormwater projects, planning grants, infrastructure funding, economic and community development initiatives, housing, renovations, police needs, and of course, fire needs as well. Here's a brief summary of the 29 grants for over $27 million that the city's already received. The Department of Planning and Neighborhood Resources has secured 4 planning grants totaling $210,000. The Erie Fire Department has secured 4 grants totaling $504,091. The Erie Police Department has secured 11 grants totaling $1,410,000. The Department of Public Works has secured 5 grants totaling $1,981,000. And finally, the Department of Economic and Community Development has secured 5 grants, including 3 RACPs from the state, totaling $23,100,000. So that, I believe that's an incredible achievement, and as I said earlier, this year is not over yet. There'll be more coming. As we move forward with implementing these various projects and initiatives, we will provide ongoing updates. We also have many other grants pending and are in the process of applying for more. I want to thank our city team, especially our grant writer, Abby Skinner, and our department heads who have taken the initiative to apply for all these grants. It is a lot of work to apply for and administer grants, but it also adds so much more to what we're able to provide to our residents. Thank you all for your commitment, dedication to serving the residents of Erie. Now I want to take a moment to shift gears and recognize the members of Infinite Erie Action Team who have spent countless hours on this initiative. Some of them are here with us today, so my thanks go to Karen Billowith, who's the president and CEO of the Erie Community Foundation and also serves as the chair for Infinite Erie. Erie County Executive Brenton Davis, who's been very involved with this. Christina Marsh, our Chief Diversity and Communications Officer from Erie Insurance. Dr. Perry Wood, who's here with us today, Executive Director of ECRA. Dr. Furky Ferrati, President of the Jefferson Education Society. James Grunke, President and CEO of the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership. And Gary Lee, who is also with us today, the Chief Administrative Officer for Diverse Erie. Working together, we can achieve many more and much, much more than we can do on our own. Finally today, I want to turn the podium over to Curtis Jones of the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership. He's going to share information about the Erie Homecoming event that will be next Thursday and Friday, October 20th and 21st. Curtis?
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate the opportunity to represent the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership, as well as the rest of the mayor's staff for helping to make sure that this opportunity was afforded to us to share, to Gary Lee's point about a party, and an opportunity for us to come together as a community to share in some of what are our great assets that are available in our community right here and right now. Some brief summary of what Erie Homecoming is about. Erie Homecoming is the premier Erie conference where community advocates, young professionals, and regional business and community members gather together to learn more about what's hot in the market and what is relevant and what the trends are moving forward, especially as it relates to investment opportunities, development, and economic growth. So who should come to the party? Who should come to Homecoming? Anyone that is interested in development projects that are taking place in our region, an individual that may be interested in the resources that are available to help their business grow, community advocacy and that are interested in community advocacy and understanding economic development and their role in the community's progress. Who else should be interested in coming to this wonderful event next week? Those that are interested in developing as an emerging leader. There's going to be opportunities to learn more and grow in that space. And also those who are interested in networking, making connections, building relationships with others in the Erie community, in the business arena, and in the business community of Erie. This event will take place, as the mayor's mentioned and I've mentioned, at the next week, Thursday and Friday, Thursday, October 20th, and Friday, October 21st at the Erie Bayfront Convention Center. Thursday morning, the attendees have an option to participate in community tours that will highlight featured developments through the urban core in neighborhoods and neighborhood areas. Additionally, young professionals and emerging leaders under 40, of which I am no longer in that group. I once was 40 under 40. I'm headed towards 50 over 50, but it's an honor, are invited to begin their morning with Representative Ryan Bizzaro at the Young Erie Professionals mini conference that is a part of the two-day homecoming event. A great opportunity to connect with their peers, to be greatly inspired, to take community action, and to fine-tune their core business skills like networking, leading, and interfacing effectively with others in the community. Very quickly, a couple of further program highlights. The theme for this year is leveraging Erie's assets right here, right now. And we are pleased to feature over 55 organizations that either are an asset to our community and are available to the businesses and the business owners that are in our community. They're working to leverage Erie's assets for success and are willing to share their story and there's some secret sauce that's going to be shared during these 2 days as well. We are also ecstatic that two of Pennsylvania's most prominent leaders, Neely Bendapudi, I'm sorry, I apologize for mispronouncing, but she is the president of Penn State University, and Cynthia Hundorfin, the president and CEO of Allegheny Health Network, are joining us for a panel discussion on women's leadership. So that is just one example of the phenomenal opportunity that participants and attendees are going to have if they attend the party that we're calling Erie Homecoming next Thursday and Friday at the Bayfront Convention Center. If you have questions or need more information, you can check out the website. It is eriehomecoming.com, and you can also call our office at 454-7191. Again, just want to take a moment to say thank you to the mayor and his administration to give us the opportunity, and for giving us the opportunity to share about Erie Homecoming 2022. You want to be at the party, it's going to be a great time.
Thank you very much, Curtis. That was a great job, and it sounds like another great homecoming event coming up. I encourage everybody to get there. And I appreciate everything that you and the Chamber of Commerce team are doing to really move Erie forward. And I have to comment just briefly about age. I know you're now no longer in the 40 under 40. I'm now in the 70 over 70 group, so you got some good years still ahead of you, I'm sure of that. So that completes this week's press conference. We all look forward to next week's press conference, but in the meantime, follow us on social media for any important updates on what's going on. And everyone who spoke today is now available for interviews. Thanks very much for being here.